Hello, Ramley and other family. I'm Pale. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Coming at you with another little video here. In this video, I want to talk about these blockbuster trades that have been happening in this 2022 NFL offseason. And don't get me wrong, I love them. They're entertaining. It makes for a great media cycle for all of us football fans to enjoy while we have to wait for the football season to start in September again. All these teams are doing their best version of the LA Rams' approach to roster building as they can. And call me a biased Rams fan, but I firmly believe none of these teams will have the same success as the Matthew Stafford trade did for the LA Rams last year. And I say that as a Rams fan who, I went through the emotions of the Matt Stafford trade. You had, Jared Goff, who had, played quarterback for the Rams. You can criticize him for sure, but he did play well at times. He was a former number 1 overall pick. He won a playoff game, which a lot of teams would be ecstatic to win a playoff game or even get to the playoffs. But here you had a team that had been consistently winning, making the playoffs, being in the Super Bowl conversation, even just, in 2018, not so long ago. From a team perspective, from a head coach and GM perspective, and from, I'm going to say, a culture perspective, we're ready to pull off a trade like this, this blockbuster trade where you're trading multiple first-round picks, risking the future of your franchise in order to acquire a player that you think will just put you over the edge. So the first thing we have to talk about is the culture of the LA Rams. The Rams have a great locker room. Players and coaches often quote the "we not me" mentality that head coach Sean McVay has stayed true to ever since he was hired in 2017. Players often work with the front office to restructure contracts in order to make cap room. The front office has a history of paying players and is not known as cheap by any means. The Rams have a desirable location in LA to live. And the training staff is known for helping players recover well from injury. Do y'all remember Cooper Kupp's torn ACL in 2018? Yeah, look what he's doing now. This culture helps create the foundation to have star players on both sides of the ball, whether players were drafted, signed free agents, or traded for. And it helps players pursue excellence and, achieve the best in each other. This locker room, not just for star players, is beneficial, but for other young players as well. Something that often does not get credited on this Rams Super Bowl roster is that in the 2018, the 2019, and the 2020 draft, of the 28 players drafted, you can make an argument that about 21 of them made contributions to this Super Bowl winning team. Whether they were starters for the Rams or role players for the Rams, they made significant contributions to this team winning its Super Bowl. As I see these trades being made, and thank you to my fellow YouTuber Rams superfan for this great graphic, go subscribe to his channel, the Les Snead effect is in full swing. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong in the comments, but from what I see, these teams I do not believe have the right combination of culture, coaching, and mid to late round talent in the draft to make these blockbuster trades work in the NFL. It's fun having a front office that's willing to make moves. It's great having a team that won't settle for mediocrity. And if you're a fan of any of these teams, I celebrate that fandom with you, absolutely. Are these teams, prepared at their core to go on a Super Bowl run? Maybe they are, and if they are, congrats to them. And if you're a fan of one of those teams, I celebrate that fandom with you. That's totally tubular. But the reality is, I think these teams still have holes in them. Not that the Rams were a team that weren't, beyond criticism before they went on their Super Bowl run for sure. But I just think that the reality is, with the AFC being so stacked, there are going to be fans and teams disappointed with the outcomes of next season. And I don't want to be, a negatron. If you're high on your Broncos right now or your Dolphins right now, enjoy it. Enjoy the hype of the offseason, because the reality is the consequences if you don't make the playoffs, there's going to be jobs lost. If you don't win in the playoffs, there might be jobs lost. Let me be clear. The point I'm trying to make in all of my thoughts towards these trades is that they're probably good trades for the teams. However, if it's a trade to get competitive, is that worth giving up your future first round draft picks? And I'm all about trade those picks, trade them away. If you think that your team is in a Super Bowl window and it just takes trading 2-3 first round picks to get a player that will really take you over the top, do it. We do have to recognize that some of these trades are not going to work out. There's going to be fan bases that are disappointed in their trades, and maybe you look at like a trade like Washington getting Carson Wentz in their weaker division. That might be one of the better moves, right? Or you look at the Colts waiting out, all the other big trades to kind of get Matt Ryan on a bit of a discount. Maybe those are the trades that are going to win out of this 2022 trade war, as I like to call them. But honestly, it's a lot of fun. I'm a Rams fan who benefited from a mega blockbuster trade last year, and a part of me is still a little salty because when we made the trade, people criticized us. People called us, that we got fleeced, that it was the wrong move. I remember hearing people say that Goff was better than Stafford because he was younger and he was a first overall pick, and Stafford was older and he was the first overall pick, and just blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the reality is it was clearly the right move for the Rams. It paid out for them. And I'm hoping that none of these teams that made trades this offseason will win the Super Bowl, because I'm optimistic that the Rams are going to win it again. Let's run it back. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these trades. I'm obviously, very interested in people's conversations around them. I've been talking a lot about it with my own, football friends in my personal life, and it's exciting, and it's going to be fun to talk about for months on end until we actually see what happens next season. Thanks so much for watching, especially if you're watching to the end of this video. You guys are awesome. Have an amazing day. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams.